Hey everyone, Hannah here from Sheet Leveler. Watch this. I'm going to create a completely dynamic sales report that's sorted, filtered, and trimmed to exactly what you need, all using a single formula. No manual updates required, no sorting by hand, no filtering, just pure formula power using the take, sort, and filter functions working together. And the orders will automatically appear exactly as you want them. Let me show you how to build it, step by step. A few weeks ago, I created a tutorial about Excel's take function. That video generated tons of engagement, and I received loads of questions and comments from viewers asking how to take the take function even further, making it more dynamic and having it do even more work automatically. So that's exactly what we're going to tackle today. We're going to combine the take function with the sort and filter functions to create an incredibly dynamic and robust solution for extracting data from your lists. I've created a practice workbook for this tutorial, and I've made it available for you to download completely free. You'll find the download link in the description right below this video. Just look for the Sheet Leveler website link, and you'll find the file there. Please download it, open it up, and follow along with me through each step. Alright, let's jump in and make the take function incredibly dynamic. Inside the workbook I've created, you'll find a worksheet called Orders. This contains a straightforward data table with several columns: order ID, order date, region, sales rep, product, and amount. Here's my goal. I want to extract specific records from this list. Specifically, I want to pull the 5 most recent sales transactions automatically. Now, we do have an order date column in the data, but if you look closely at it, you'll notice something important. It's not sorted. It's neither in ascending nor descending order. The dates are scattered throughout because the original list is sorted by the sales rep column instead. Here's my challenge. I don't want to disturb that existing sort order, but I need the data sorted by order date in order to identify and extract the most recent records from the list. This is where combining functions becomes powerful. Let me navigate to cell H4. I've already set up column headers here, waiting for the data to be populated. I'm going to start by bringing in the take function. I'll type equals TAKE, open parenthesis. The first parameter the take function needs is the Y array. It needs to know what data I want to pull from. In this case, I want to pull from the data table over here. But here's the key. I need it sorted by order date first, even though the original list isn't sorted that way. Nesting sort inside take. So inside the array parameter of the take function, I'm going to nest the sort function. This is where it gets interesting. I'll type SORT, open parenthesis. Now the sort function needs its parameters. Array for sort. The first thing sort needs is the array it should sort. I'll select from A2 down to F100. This captures all the data in the table, comma. Sort indexing. Next, sort wants to know which column to sort by. Looking at my data, order date is in the second column of my range, so I'll type 2, comma, sort order. The next parameter defines whether to sort in ascending or descending order. I'm going to use an ascending sort, which means oldest records first and newest records at the bottom. I'll type 1 for ascending, close parenthesis. That completes the sort function. I've told it which array to sort and how to sort it properly. Completing the take function. Now I'll type a comma. I'm back inside the take function parameters. The next parameter take needs is, how many rows do I want to extract? I want the most recent, the most up-to-date records. Specifically, I want the 5 most recent records. Since I want records from the bottom of the sorted list, I'll type -5. The negative sign tells take to count from the bottom rather than the top. And that's it for now. That's all we need for this first version. I'll type, close parenthesis. Let me double check the formula to make sure everything looks correct. Yes, that looks good. I'll press enter. Boom. Look at that. I now have the 5 most recent records displayed, and they're sorted in the proper chronological order. These are the latest transactions from various regions and different sales reps, all extracted and organized automatically. All of this is happening because we nested the sort function within the array parameter of the take function. The data gets sorted first, then take extracts the bottom 5 rows from that sorted result. Make sure you try this one out yourself. It's really just 2 functions working together, but it creates something so much more dynamic than either function alone. Master this technique before we move to the next level. All right, let's take this even a step further and add more sophistication. We've got our data extracted from the unsorted original list. The take function is grabbing records, and the nested sort function is organizing them in the proper order so we can identify the correct set of records. But what if I don't want all records? What if I only want records from a specific region? This is where we're going to introduce the filter function into our take and sort combination. Modifying the formula. Let me navigate back to cell H4, where my original formula is. I'll double-click on the cell to enter edit mode. I can see my formula equals TAKE, open parenthesis, SORT, with the array A2 to F100 inside. Now I want to filter the results before they're sorted and extracted. So I'm going to jump into the sort function, right after its opening parenthesis, where I have my array reference A2 to F100. I'm going to bring in the filter function here. I'll type filter, open parenthesis. Looking at the filter function parameters, the first thing it needs is the bunty array. Same thing take once, same thing sort once. My array is still A2 to F100. I'll navigate to the end of that reference and type, comma, include parameter. The next parameter asks what criteria we want to include. I only want to include records for a specific region, so I'll select the region column, C2 to C100, and then I'll type equals. Now I need to specify which region. Let me choose one. I'll type quotation mark, the region name, quotation mark. Notice it goes inside quotes because it's a text value. That's all filter needs for now, so I'll type close parenthesis to end the filter function. Let me review the nested structure. Filter is inside sort. Sort is inside take. Everything is working together. I'll press enter to commit the formula. Excellent. Now I'm getting just the records from that specific region. I'm taking only the bottom 5, the most recent records, sorted by order date, and filtered to show only one region's data. 3 functions doing all the heavy lifting for us. Filter narrows down the data. Sort organizes it chronologically. Take extracts the specific number of records we want. Try this version out yourself. We're building something really powerful here. Level 3. Making it interactive. Okay, I'm excited about this next step. Let's make this even more dynamic. We have 3 functions doing the heavy lifting. Take extracting the bottom records, most recent, sort getting the records in proper chronological order, and filter limiting results to a specific region. But what if I want to make both the region and the number of records more dynamic? What if I want users to be able to interact with the worksheet and have the formula automatically update based on their input? Setting up input cells. I've created 2 input cells in my worksheet, one for region and one for count. As users enter values in those cells, the formula should dynamically update. Let me show you how this works. Modifying the formula for interactivity. I'm going to navigate back to cell H4, where our formula lives. I'll double-click to edit it. I need to change two specific things in this formula. First change, region filter. Currently in the filter function, we're checking where C2 to C100 equals a hard-coded region name. That region name is currently a literal text value. I want to change that. Instead of equals, quotation mark, region name, quotation mark, I'm going to reference a cell where users can type their desired region. I'll change it to equals I1. Now the filter is checking where C2 through C100 equals whatever value is in cell I1. Second change, record count. Similarly, we have -5 for the take function, which is currently hard-coded. I want to replace that with a cell reference. I'll change -5 to -M1. Remember, it's negative because we're pulling from the bottom of the list. The negative sign combined with the value in M1 will tell, take how many records to extract from the bottom. That's it. Two simple changes to make the formula completely interactive. I'll press Enter. Testing the interactive formula. Right now, we don't have any values in those input cells, so nothing appears. Let me test this. I'll click on the region input cell. I'll select a region from the drop-down. Let's start with one region. Now I'll click on the count input cell and enter 5. Press Enter and look at that. The 5 most recent records for that region appear instantly. Let me change it up. I'll go back to the region cell and select a different region. Boom. The results immediately update to show the most recent records for the new region. Let me try another region. There we go. Different data instantly. Now, what if I only want to see the 3 most recent records instead of 5? I'll change the count cell to 3. Press Enter, and perfect. Now I'm seeing only the 3 most recent transactions. Your turn to practice. I really hope you're trying this out as we go through it. Make sure you've downloaded the practice file from the link in the description right below this video. Work through each level. Please hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it, and it helps this video reach more people who can benefit from it. If you haven't already subscribed to Sheet Leveler, make sure you do that now so you get notifications about new Excel tutorials that I publish every single week. I'm constantly creating new content on Microsoft Excel. Until next time, keep leveling up those spreadsheet skills, and I'll see you in the next video.